So, Bernie Sanders was interviewed on the PBS News Hour the other day. I just want to play a brief clip for you, and then we'll reconvene and discuss it.
We know that this week is also about uniting divisions in the Democratic Party. Earlier this evening, I spoke with Joe Biden's main rival, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. Senator Sanders, thank you so much for joining us. I'm remembering 2016, you were running for president. You did support Hillary Clinton. You worked for her after she claimed the nomination. But you seem this week, at least to me, to be more enthusiastic, more committed in this election with Joe Biden as the nominee. Why is that?
Well, I don't know that that's totally accurate. I did everything I could to see that Hillary Clinton became president. And I'm going to do everything I can to see that Joe Biden becomes president. But I do appreciate that, as you know, Joe and I, a couple of months ago, were able to sit down and come up with a proposal by which we put together 6 task forces representing progressives as well as people from his campaign to work out proposals on some of the most important issues facing this country. And all of the people there worked pretty hard. And we came out with some pretty good proposals, such that, Judy, I think if those proposals are implemented, it will make Joe Biden the most progressive president since FDR. So I feel good about that.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit more about what's said in the interview, but there's one particular issue that I wanted to tackle. So Judy Woodruff, the interviewer, goes on to mention that there weren't a lot of progressive voices at the DNC, and Bernie says he would have wanted to see more progressive voices at the DNC. She says task forces don't often amount to much, and politicians don't often pay attention to them once they've gotten in office. And then Bernie says, well, no, Joe Biden's a good politician, and he means like good, as in good-hearted, a good person and whatnot. He says, Joe Biden believes in raising the minimum wage. He's pro-union. He realizes climate change is serious. So I feel comfortable supporting him. And then Judy Woodruff says to him, well, what do you say to a lot of your supporters who are kind of upset about the whole situation? And he says, well, I just say to them that the goal is to get Donald Trump out of office. And then Judy Woodruff says that from what Bernie Sanders is saying, it sounds like he thinks that not only will Biden face opposition from the right, not only will Biden face opposition from the right, he will face pressure from the left. And then Bernie Sanders says, no, there won't be pressure from the left. It's just going to be everyday Americans who are tired of all this nonsense that's going on in our country and that are suffering. And Joe Biden will have to find a way to help people, help people's everyday lives. So what struck me about this interview was was that clip that I just played for you. So when Bernie Sanders says Joe Biden, if he truly listens to these task forces, and if he truly gets the policies implemented that that the progressive task forces want implemented, he will truly be as progressive as FDR was. And Bernie is just not thinking when he says things like that. No, Bernie. Joe Biden voted for the Iraq War. Joe Biden consistently says that he's against Medicare for all. If Medicare for all even makes it to his desk, he's going to automatically veto it, no questions asked. he was against mandatory busing. So in the 70s, when he first became a senator, he did not like the idea that the government should force people. We should force the states to make sure that black kids and white kids are bused together and go to the same school in the process of desegregation. And he was like, no, I don't. I only support voluntary busing. So you would think that the party that is kowtowing to the politically correct zeitgeist, that history would have prevented Biden from ever getting this far. But no, no one talks about it. No one even remembers it. Even Kamala Harris, she attacked Biden for his policy, for his positions on busing back when he was first a senator. And now, nope, she's his vice president now. So any criticisms I had of him, well, we just won't talk about those. We'll sweep them under the rug. It's no big deal. So I just want to. It saddens me and angers me that Bernie Sanders is really saying this. Because he's a very intelligent guy. I have a lot of respect for Bernie Sanders. My only guess is that he's suffering from what some people on the internet have called Trump Derangement Syndrome. He is so laser focused on Trump's antics. He is so horrified by Trump the man and Trump the president that he is willing to take one for the team and kowtow to the party just to make sure that Donald Trump doesn't get reelected. But a lot of progressives are upset with Bernie, and this is why. Because Bernie is putting a lot of the issues that he cares about, like Medicare for all especially, and he's saying, okay, we'll just put them on the shelf. We'll deal with them at a later date. We're gonna give you a milquetoast, moderate, pretty much right-wing Democrat this time around, and eventually we can get to things like Medicare for all. But for now, we just have to accept Joe Biden as the nominee, and we just have to vote for him, and that's it. Then we can get some actually progressive stuff done. But I have seen no evidence that Biden is actually going to implement any progressive legislation. He might do a bit of good here, a bit of good there. In the same way that maybe you could say that Barack Obama did a bit of good here, a bit of good there, or that Bill Clinton did a bit of good here, a bit of good there. But, you'd be lying to yourselves if you really thought that Bill Clinton or Barack Obama were truly fighting for the people and were truly implementing left-wing progressive policies. They weren't. And these task forces, they're just window dressing. They're really not going to amount to much. Cenk Uygur said on, I think, The Rising, which is a program put out by The Hill, as I'm sure everyone knows, hosted by Crystal Ball and Sager and Jetty. And Cenk Uygur said, what's going to happen when Joe Biden gets into office? It's going to be business as usual. And now Cenk Uygur is very adamant that we should vote for Biden. But I'm not as convinced. And I'm not as convinced because people are giving these nonsensical arguments in favor of Biden. It's either vote for Biden because he's not Trump, or vote for Biden because he's really going to move to the left on this issue or that issue. He's really going to get these progressive policies implemented, and it's going to be great. And I just really don't think that's going to happen. Is it possible? Sure. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I'm going to say that it is improbable. Nothing in Biden's history as a politician makes me believe that Biden will fight for progressive policies. Nothing that has been said at the DNC makes me believe that he will fight for progressive policies. So, just be honest with us, Bernie. Don't lie to us. Or don't delude yourself. Don't lie to yourself and then tell Bernie supporters your lie. Don't tell your supporters the lie that you're telling yourself. Joe Biden is against many of the things that you have been fighting your whole career for. So give us just be upfront about why you think we should vote for Biden. Just because he's the lesser of two evils, and you really, really, really don't like Donald Trump. But it's just disingenuousness all around. Because you have Donald Trump claiming that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are radical leftists, and then you have people like Bernie Sanders truly or saying that he will truly pass these progressive policies if you just give him the chance. No, he won't. That is not going to happen. If you're going to vote for Biden without illusions, because you can vote for Biden. I'm not going to say you can't vote for Biden. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do in the election. I'm still in this kind of debate with myself as to what I should do. But don't pretend that he is some progressive, and don't pretend that he's going to fight for progressive policies. Just say you're going to vote for the lesser of two evils. Just say that he's a right-wing Democrat who might do a little bit of good on issues where right-wing Democrats just happen to be better than stereotypical Republicans. So that's all I ask from Bernie and from the Democrats. If you're going to tell me to vote for Biden, tell me to vote for Biden without illusions. Thank you very much.